Zach, you'll never guess who I spoke to this morning.
All right, who?
Our dear friend Glenn in Arizona. And, I asked him how the car business is. And well, at their dealership, he said, we're probably going to sell 400 cars this month. I said,
that sounds
my God.
Great.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. He said, yeah. He says, we're not making any money on the front end of the cars.
Really?
Yeah. He said, we're just blowing new cars out to hit objectives and to hit sales objectives. And he said, the used cars, well, we're working through the fact that every car we're in for way too much money and we're not making any money selling our used cars. He said, but other than that, I can hit my volume bonus.
So you and Glenn used to work together for a long time.
We did, yes,
way back
indeed.
when, and he's still in the business. And so
yes,
obviously wish him a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that fun stuff. And he was giving you these insights. 400 cars sounds like a lot, but if you're not making money on them,
it's as he put it, it's not like the good old days of just, I don't know, a few months ago.
Did you see this? That car dealership guy tweeted over on the Twitter.
Yeah.
He said he got a direct message from a dealer.
Yeah.
And it reads, wholesaled all my inventory a month ago, 38 units, $100,000 loss. I was so ashamed of myself. My company was well capped though, and my re-offer was worth closing the car biz chapter. So, Pops, we've got people literally coming out of the woodwork saying we lost $100,000 on 38 units. Your friend Glenn, who's a top-performing salesperson at a Mercedes-Benz dealership, saying, yeah, we're moving 400 cars, but we're not making money on them.
Yes.
The times have changed in the auto industry.
Now through January 1st, type in gift 50 and get 50% off your YAA Plus membership, or gift 150 to save $150 on your extended warranty. Go to joinyaa.com to save now. We have said this. If you're a rather large, medium-sized to large franchise dealership, and let's say you're carrying $3 million worth of used car inventory, and used cars have gone down on the wholesale level. Black Book expects it to drop 21% this year. You could be looking at a 20% decline in wholesale values on a $3 million inventory. Well, you could have $600,000 of negative value.
Yeah.
So it is not uncommon when the market shifts for some dealers to get caught holding the bag, in the sense that at a certain point, you look at your inventory, you go, well, I got $3 million invested in inventory that's worth $2.4 million. What do I do with it? Do I take it to the auction and lose $600,000 plus the fees to take the cars to the auction? Or do I find retail buyers and lose maybe $300,000 in reduced selling prices to get rid of the cars to a retail buyer? A smart dealer, in my estimation, would, start lowering the prices of their inventory, make it more negotiable, lose whatever amount of money they need to lose so they can redeploy that capital into cars that they should be able to make money on moving forward. Well-heeled dealers would just take the giant lump sum loss and send the cars to the auction.
Well-heeled and dealers who are ashamed of their, their poor performance would do that as well, rather than face, we're actually going to lose $1,000 on the front end of a car deal. Like, imagine if your dealer principal decade ago came to you and said, all right, Ray, I screwed up. We spent way too much money on these cars. Now we got to take losses.
I've seen it happen.
You have?
Yes, absolutely. I've seen it happen. I've seen where dealer principals have entrusted the wrong individuals to run their used car departments, and gave them too much autonomy. And I've seen dealer principals lose $300,000-$400,000, be underwater in their used car inventory because they didn't manage their manager.
We talked about this recently, Dad. The sales rate at the auctions, because this plays a role as well. The sales rate fell again last week. Last week was obviously a holiday week, and we're in holiday season, so it's kind of fair to say that sales rates would be lower. But historically, we are at significant lows compared to where we've previously been this time of year, Dad. The sales rate came in at 45% last week. That means that 45% of the cars that went to the wholesale dealer auctions actually sold.
Yes.
So when we start to piece this all together, so we've got Glenn Bob sharing with us the insight that, we're taking losses on car deals just to simply hit our volume objectives.
Yes.
We've got CDG, car dealership guy, getting DMs sharing, hey, we lost $100,000 wholesaling.
And we got the hell out of the business.
And we have the data from Black Book saying 6 out of 10 cars aren't actually selling at the auction. This is This is the perfect storm. Is that a movie or something?
It was, yeah. George Clooney was in it.
Thank you.
He was good.
This is the perfect storm
I think he died in it. Yeah.
for cash buyers.
Yeah.
It's the perfect storm for cash buyers who can be
Yes.
patient.
Yes.
When will the fire sale happen? When will the liquidation? It's already kind of happening with some retailers like Carvana, for example. But every sign indicates that what went up is starting to go down and will
Yes.
continue to go down. The reason I say cash buyers is obviously interest rates. That's the other factor here.
Yes. And you know, especially right now, cash is king. You know, dealers that are somewhat undercapitalized need to get their hands on cash. Yep. It's a much better time if you're buying vehicles at a wholesale level to be buying them now, because they've declined somewhere between 17 and 21% since the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Retail asking prices, even though many members of our community don't want to believe it, retail asking prices have declined about 8% so far this year.
Yep.
And they will continue that trend moving into 2023.
Yeah, they don't really have a choice. And we've seen plenty of folks that on our community forum share success stories. This is both on the new and used car side. Used car inventory is comparable to where it was pre-pandemic.
Yes.
Like, just let that sink in. So any dealer saying to you, no, it's the car short. No, the car shortage stuff is over. There was recently, Dad, an article. I retweeted it on Twitter. Thank you. It was from Bloomberg, and it was something like, many car buyers or many consumers nowadays are taking advantage of equity in their cars and selling them. And this was tweeted like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I replied back and I'm like, you're 6 months late, man.
Yeah.
You're 6 months late.
Most of them don't have equity anymore.
No, that's part of the equation here. Most of them don't have equity anymore. But if you go to the success stories, you will just find hundreds of stories of people recently actually negotiating on used cars, new cars, because of these factors, that it's very real.
There are deals to be had. Just work needs to be done in order to have them. You need to have some patience, but there are deals that you can make. It's just that simple. And dealers find themselves in a position that many dealers find themselves in a position that they're willing to take shorter deals, even loser deals, in order to get themselves out of their overpriced inventory.
So, Pops, we talked about some of these factors. Another piece of this puzzle is going to be the days supply of inventory. We saw that go back up. That means more inventory sitting for a longer period of time on these dealer lots. And that's leading to success stories like on wins from the YAA Community Forum. Got a 2015 Toyota RAV4 XLE 10% off of the advertised price, worked with our team and managed to get that 10% below the out the door price. Yeah, down to $17,750. Did the pre-purchase inspection, the whole 9 yards. So this is what we're going to continue to beat the drum. The market has shifted. The anecdotes are everywhere.
Yes.
The data, I think we're starting to pick that up in places as well. We are seeing used car prices come down. We are seeing the pressures on dealers build up, and ultimately, perfect storm. Great opportunity for buyers.
The tea leaves are there to be read, ladies and gentlemen. You just need to read them.
Buyer's market?
Pretty much getting there.